What's up, guys? I'm Joe, the guy who booed Senator Armstrong when he played ball at the University of Texas, and I'm here to talk about UFC 278. A ton of wild stuff happened, so enough talk. Let's get to the fights. And in our main event of the evening for the UFC Welterweight Championship, Kamaru Usman took on Leon Edwards. First round, I did score it for Edwards. I thought him taking down Usman was huge, and I thought he nearly got the finish. He was pretty close with the rear naked choke at one point. After that, man, Usman was making me look really stupid for saying that I don't think he can wrestle like that anymore because of his knees. I said that on the previous show, and I was looking really dumb tonight. He just held him down and controlled him constantly. And on the feet, Edwards looked like a deer in the headlights. Final round, same thing still going. Looking like I'm going to be disappointed. And because I picked Edwards to win. Then suddenly, Leon feints a left, lands a high kick, and it's clean. Because Usman goes to parry, and as he's doing it, he's slipping, and that shin just blatters him, KOs him cold. Wild finish. And, you know, honestly, for me, it's pretty satisfying after all this. Usman's the GOAT. He's the greatest welterweight ever. You know, pound for pound best on the planet. You know, and him and his management have been saying that. And there's nothing wrong with having confidence. It just kind of comes across arrogant to me. Maybe because, like, the contrast between him and GSP, right? Who I think is the greatest ever. And so, obviously, he's the greatest welterweight ever. But GSP, humble. I don't think he ever called himself the GOAT. And Usman's always saying he's the GOAT, and it just kind of comes across as arrogant. And I didn't think he was a very good talker, but he sure thought he was a good talker. So it wears on me, and it's whatever. But now Leon's a champ. So is a rematch up next? Probably. I hope not, though. I honestly hope not. Unpopular opinion, I know, but I honestly just want to see what happens between Khamzat and Diaz first, because it sounds really funny to think that Diaz wins, gets a title shot, and we have Leon Diaz too. Sounds really, really funny to me. I'm game for it. Sounds kind of funny. But honestly, Khamzat's probably going to win that fight, I think. We all know what they're doing with the matchmaking. And if he does win it, then, you know, I know, like, people are getting sick of him because he's a D-bag. There's no other way to say it. Couldn't bounce around it. And he is. But I think we just throw him in a title fight and get it over with. I don't think he's losing to anybody that isn't named Covington. I think he was going to beat Usman, but I think Covington's pressure and durability were going to get to him. I just think that's the only guy. You might as well just toss him in there. But then on the co-main event, we had some crazy stuff. Paulo Costa versus Luke Rockhold. Honestly, this fight was the perfect blend of comedic gold and beautiful violence. Costa just couldn't KO Luke Rockhold, which is insane. You know, Carl on the preview show, he brought up a great point. He said that maybe we're underrating Rockhold's chin because he was knocked out by who? Michael Bisping caught him with the 1 in a million perfect shot. It's a great shot, and it was, you know, he scouted out the perfect strike and he blasted him with it. Just found a hole in his game, and that happens. Yoel Romero, okay. Jan Blachowicz, okay. TRT Vitor Belfort. Those are the 4 guys to KO him. At least since he got really good post Strikeforce. Because obviously I think he lost his first fight by TKO, but post Strikeforce, you know, or in Strikeforce he was fantastic, just hittable. And now he was like insane post Strikeforce after the TRT Vitor KO. Yeah. Costa just couldn't KO him. Costa hit super, super, super hard. And he definitely broke his nose and his ribs, which wore out Rockhold. Because when you combine, like, having trouble breathing through your nose, and it's hard to breathe in general because your ribs are broken, with high altitude in Salt Lake City, oh my god, that's just got to kill your cardio. But man, Rockhold was landing these thudding kicks throughout. It was awesome. There's no other words for it. Rockhold feels like that guy in a video game. Like, you make your own guy in like a video game and you put all his stats into like super offense, but you don't really put too much in durability or cardio. and that's kind of how I felt here. But Rockhold did look really durable against Costa, so maybe I'm crazy. He hit a really cool tornado kick to the body, which was insane. I jumped up out of my chair for that. It was awesome. And then finally, the two best moments of the fight, in a fight that Costa's winning, I want to stress. I'm going to give a third best moment, because there's another moment I didn't write down in my notes, but it was really funny to me. So Rockhold tells Costa to F off and just blasts him with his big left hand. Then in the final seconds of the fight, Rockhold, who has been taken down, he had his takedown stuffed by Costa, and Costa's been on top, kind of beating him up a little bit. He sweeps him, he gets on top of Costa, and with his nose just bloodied and broken, he just starts like there's no other words to describe. There is a word to describe it, but I think I'll not say it. And he just like shakes his like nose all over his face and his neck, Eskimo kissing all over him, and just covered him in blood. It was so disgusting and amazing and hilarious, and it made me go, that's why I'm a Rockhold fan. Yeah. And lastly, it reminded me of, if anyone's seen Fight Club, where Ed Norton bleeds all over his boss, and he's like, you don't know where I've been. That's what it reminded me of. And the other thing is, Costa uppercutted him in the cup incredibly hard, and I was about to go smoke a cigarette, like with the blinds open, so I could still watch the fight because I wasn't trying to miss any of it. Damn addiction got me, and I almost fell over just thinking about how painful that had to be. Costa gets the decision win, and it's great. Rockhold retired, so congratulations to Luke Rockhold. Dude was a meme at times, but that doesn't mean you're not undoubtedly an amazing fighter. Rockhold was amazing, and one of the most exciting fighters ever, one of the best Strikeforce champs ever. Props up to you, Luke Rockhold. I hope they put you in the Hall of Fame because you deserve it. Also, I agree with you. Pay the fighters, Dana. For real. And for the rest of the card, Jose Aldo, one of my all-time favorites, defended 15 takedowns, but was clinched against the cage constantly and just really never allowed to get offense by the constant clinching and takedown attempts of Merab. And it kind of creates a weird thing because Merab couldn't get him down and was just kind of holding him against the cage, which I hate. A lot of people hate because it's boring. I totally get it, though. I mean, I'm not trying to knock a style. You do what you got to do to win. You know? But I honestly feel like once you stuff 6 takedowns, the 7th and beyond after that, you should get credit for stuffing, because that is an insane number to stuff. 15 takedowns in 15 minutes. That's an average, obviously, of my math isn't so good, so I'm guessing that's 5 a minute. No, I'm kidding. It's 1 a minute. That's insane. You've stuffed 1 takedown a minute. Ridiculous. But Merab won the fight primarily through the clinches, so sure, it wasn't a great fight at all, honestly. Tyson Pedro blasted Harry Hunsucker with a snap kick to the gut. Great kick. Kind of expected, sadly. Lucy Pudilova, I hope I said her name right, landed some wild elbows from like back mount and mount against Wu Yanan. And the second round, it was vicious, awesome, and that just, had my inner just bleed guy going crazy. And finally, I had to talk about this because it's so hilarious and ridiculous. Sean Woodson literally got kneed in the face illegally. Mike Beltran, the ref, broke them up, took a point from Zaldana in the round, where it was a round where Saldana had dropped Woodson twice. I know it's don't say, and I kind of forget. I think it was twice. My mind says 3, but I'm going to go with twice. Then Woodson comes back to win the next 2 rounds. Second round was close. I kind of scored it for Saldana, but I can understand Woodson because of the choke attempt. It was a super cool choke, honestly. Like, big ups. It was super cool. But I thought Woodson won the 3rd round, for sure. Super odd. So at this point, I had to actually think about what I scored it, because I scored the first round at 10-8 for Saldana. That's a 28-27 for Sean Woodson, which is the weirdest scorecard I've ever had after a fight. But they give it a split draw. Dumb IQ moment of the year for Luis Saldana, man. You heard he knocked him down the first time and just kind of did like, we're here now, as he's like, oh, where am I at? Like, and gets up and he's ready. And then he knocked him down again. Then he knocked him down again with a jab. And then just walks up, looks at him, and then, like, just knees him really quick in the face as he's down. Idiot. Like, I mean, Saldana, you would probably kill... If you're watching this, Saldana, I apologize. You would kill me in a fight, and I have all the respect for you in the world because you're in the MMA, you're in the MMA, you're in the UFC, you're an MMA fighter. All the respect for you in the world to go out there and put your body on the line. But that was stupid, and you gotta admit it. But anyways, that's all I have. No fights next week, so sadly... I apologize. You guys are going to end up missing me next week. But if you truly are missing me, and it's not just me projecting, then you can go ahead and check me out on the main channel where I did a retro review for UFC 199. I had an absolute blast doing it, and I love the final product. It was great. And but anyways, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm Joe with the INC. Thank you for watching.